Hello, welcome to the Research Methods in Language and Literature course. This video introduces you to the notion of research and how you could go about doing a good research activity. Okay, right, let's get started. So what I'm going to talk about in this video comes from chapter 1 in this book, Research Methods in Applied Linguistics by Zoltán Dörnyei. So what is research? What kind of image that come up to your mind when you hear the word scientific or scientific research? Some of you may think or come up with this image, you wearing a clean white coat in a laboratory looking through a microscope or working with some chemical substances. Some of you may also think that research looks something like what Sherlock Holmes is doing, investigating and finding out answers to the criminal cases that he has. Well, these two images of what you think research is are valid, okay? Because essentially research involves finding answers to the questions that you have. And we do this nearly every day, okay? We have questions and we try to find out the answer for that. And in relation to scientific research, the question that we try to answer hopefully can help us learn a bit more about the world around us. Now, I would like to illustrate a bit more what is meant by finding answers to the question that we have. Imagine you want a music CD, but it should be the lowest price possible. Yeah, you want to buy a music CD with the lowest price possible. How can you go about finding answer to this question? Yeah, let's say, where can I get CD with the lowest price possible? What should you do? I would imagine that you will go through your music stores in the area where you live in, ask around the price, for instance, for this My Chemical Romance CD. You gather information about the different prices from different stores. You analyze them by finding out which price is the lowest and from which store it comes from. Then you come with the conclusion that, let's say, store F gives you the lowest price for this CD. So you go to store F and purchase the CD there. However, that may not be comprehensive kind of research, maybe because you miss some other stores that you leave out from your investigation, or maybe you forgot to check online store for that case. Maybe the stores that you miss can give you a lower price from the one that you think you get from store F. Okay, so that's also research. You may think you found the answer to the question that you have, but may not be comprehensive enough because you leave certain object that you haven't checked. Okay, so how to be having good research? It should be systematic, because at the end of the day, we want to be confident to stand by our results. In relation to the music CD case before, you want to be confident enough to spread the news to your friend that, hey, store F gives you the lowest price for this My Chemical Romance CD. In order to be that confident, you need to be systematic enough to include nearly all stores, physical store and also online stores, so that you can inform your friend with confidence that store F really gives you the lowest price. Yeah, so the keywords for good and scientific research is that it should be organized and systematic, and it should be disciplined. Okay, we will see what is meant by discipline throughout this course later on, but these two quotes are the essence of scientific research. So now, how can you find the answer to the question that you have? There are two basic ways. The first one is looking at what other people have said about a given issue. In relation to the example with music CD before, maybe you don't want to bother checking yourself the price from every store. You just ask your friend, hey, where can I get this CD with the lowest price? So that's looking at what other people have known about the issue that you have. Okay, and this kind of research is called secondary conceptual or library research in technical terms. The second way is that you conduct your own database investigation. This is called empirical research. This kind of research involves you yourself gather some sort of information, in this case the data. In our example before, the data is the price of the CD from every store that you have investigated. This is called primary research. because you yourself do your own investigation, not really relying fully on what people have said. And this is the kind of research that we focus on for your undergraduate thesis. So primary research, in a nutshell, looks like this. You collect your own data. You collect the prices from every store, but maybe because you don't trust your friend. If your friend told you that, let's say, store D give you the lowest price, you collect your own data. You analyze it. Let's say you sort the price from the highest to the lowest. Then you draw your own conclusion. Okay, in fact, what he said about store D is not correct. It is store F that gives me the lowest price for this city. Okay, and you draw the conclusion from your analysis so that you can answer the questions that you have before about where you can get the CD with the lowest price. Now the question is that why should you bother collecting your own data, especially for the study of language? First, there are no two language learning or language use situations that are exactly the same. You may think that, okay, language is something that we do every day, that should be similar, okay? No, that's not always the case. So that's why we need empirical research to verify whether what we think to be true is really true based on the data that you have gathered. Okay. Otherwise, it's just a wishful thinking about what you think is true. That is not scientific and not empirical in a way. And secondly, research is not only about finding definite answer; it's about progress. Progress to the pursuit of knowledge. Yeah, any advances, any development that you have seen in this world are built upon what previous people, previous researchers have done. Okay, research is about progress to the pursuit of knowledge, and research can be a hell of fun activity. It is an intellectually highly satisfying activity that can benefit other people. Of course, for your purpose as an undergraduate thesis, you don't really need to think this big about how can your undergraduate thesis benefit other people. If you can have that kind of thinking in mind, that's good. Okay, but try to engage intellectually and enjoy the research process later on. So, what are the characteristics that can help you to be a good researcher or at least to do good research? The first one is that you need to have genuine and strong curiosity and passion about your topic. Okay, so the tips really, number one, you need to choose a research topic that you are genuinely interested in, not really the topic that what most of your friends do. Okay, don't be afraid in research to be different, to be out of the mainstream. Okay, because if you think that this is not what most people do, but you find it very interesting, you have found your own research topic. Okay, because later on for your project, you will need to sleep, eat, breathe, and drink with all of this topic that you study. So make sure that you have fun doing what you are doing. Common sense. So when we are engaged and to involve with the research that we do, we tend to forget about the reality around us. So try also think a bit more about what is the relation of your research to the reality, how small it is, the connection that you can have, which is good. Yeah. So don't get carried away too much. Third, other than curiosity and common sense, you also need to have good ideas and creative thinking that are grounded in reality. So this kind of thinking and good idea should allow you to say something like, why didn't I think of this? So if you find a simple idea, simple insight that can have you said something like, why didn't I think of this? Then you have find good ideas for your research. Okay. For to be a good researcher, you need to be disciplined, consistent, and responsible. This is what is meant by the systematic nature of doing research, the systematic nature of finding out answers to the question that you have. Why these three characteristics are important: discipline, consistent, and responsible. Because at the end of the day, we want to be responsible for what we do. Yeah, we want to have accountability to the results of our research. Because research is not only for having fun, doing what you like, but it is really to generate knowledge and advance our understanding about the topic that you study. And a good researcher also needs to learn to communicate his or her findings with others. This is related to accountability and social responsibility here. Um, and this kind of communication can be oral presentation, yeah, giving a presentation in a conference or in a seminar, and also communicate your findings in written form in journal article that you publish. Okay, and we will work through this throughout this course so that you can be a good researcher for the purpose of your project later on. Okay, I think that's it, and I hope to see you in the other topic. All right, bye bye.